Howdy y'all, and welcome back to I Am Abled because I am is able. Okay, so it's fall, it's autumn, whatever you want to call it. It's officially that time of year. I know I already said happy fall y'all earlier, but that brings up a good point that I kind of want to talk about. There's nothing like super learny today. I just kind of wanted to talk about fall because I love fall and I just wanted to be real with y'all. So here we go. First of all, one thing I found very interesting recently to kind of realize, I think I kind of see this about every year, but it still seems new every year, and that is that, as Americans at least, is pretty much presumed that as soon as Labor Day ends, it's fall. It's no longer summer because typically that used to be when school would start, was right after Labor Day. So summer was over, which means automatically fall begins. Which calendar-wise isn't exactly true. So we're all kind of fooled into this idea that it's already fall weeks before fall has actually begun. Which in my opinion is kind of neat because I love fall. So I don't really care that much, but I do find it interesting every year. Secondly, I am not a pumpkin spice girl. I don't like anything pumpkin except the look and color of it. I really like the look and color of pumpkins, but the taste, I just don't understand it. I guess I just wasn't raised with that, so it just didn't really tickle my fancy. I'm also not into yams or sweet potatoes or whatever you want to call them. My dog, however, loves sweet potatoes. They're like her favorite thing. So, yeah. I don't know. I just thought I would put that out there. I don't know why, just cause. And last but not least, as I was talking about my love of fall colors. Not last, actually. There is one more thing. So I was talking about my love of fall colors with someone recently. I found it very interesting, and I want to ask you out there a question about this. And that is, as Americans, as United States of Americans, whatever, we tend to associate fall with certain colors because that's the colors of the seasons that we tend to experience here in the U.S. But I got to thinking that not all countries have the same seasons as we do, especially not experiencing them the same way as we do necessarily, or at the same time of year as we do. So I got to wondering, is this a kind of a unique thing about here in the US that we have seasonal colors? It's a question, it's not an answer. I would love an answer from anyone out there that has lived in other countries, experienced this. Please tell me, I'd like to know. 'Cause here in the U.S., we associate fall with definite colors, like these deep, rich oranges and browns and reds and greens. And then winter, it's more of a gem tone, and we're heading into more whites and gold and more things to do with snow, I guess. And so I just recently started wondering about that because, honestly, I've thought that these colors were distinct to everywhere. Like they had no one spot until I realized, that's not exactly the case, that all seasons are the same everywhere. So I want to know, because I think that Christmas kind of dictates some of our winter color scheme. And if when Christmas falls in summer for some countries, do you still have the same color tones for winter, or are your winter color tones Christmas color tones in the summer? Okay, so yeah, that was a weird question. And lastly, this really is the last one. I always thought that winter was my favorite season because I thought that Christmas fell in winter, which meant that obviously it's my favorite season. But what I really like is fall because fall ushers in Christmas. And while it's a bit of chill in the air, it's not like painful. And so to me, it's just this kind of nice, welcoming chill instead of like freezing my fingers off and not able to breathe because it's so cold outside. So I love the start of winter and I love fall. And yeah, those are a few of my favorite things about fall. That and the smell of the heater when it first turns on for the season. We experienced that today and I am just so happy about that. And I know I'm weird because everyone is like, well, that's the smell of burnt lint. Okay, maybe it is, but to me, it's like the ushering in of this season, and it's so inviting and warm, and it makes me want to drink a cup of hot cocoa. What's your favorite thing about fall? Autumn, whatever you call it. Also, do you call it fall or do you call it autumn? Little funny trivia for you. I actually used to think they were two different seasons, and I wondered where this 5th season was on the calendar. Until I saw one of the school calendars that had like all the different seasons, and fall and autumn were in the same thing, and I finally figured it out. Yeah, fun fact. Okay, so comment down below or Facebook comment if you see this on Facebook. I'd love to hear your fall and autumn love. Yeah, so that's all. Nothing deep today, just my love for the season. Bye y'all. Happy fall.